Hey everyone, today I want to talk about reframing your mindset and in particularly around the areas of patience, adaptability, and graciousness. My name's Craig and I'm One Man's Cancer Journey YouTube channel, and thank you for joining me. When I think about patience, we live in such a fast-paced society. Things are running 24/7. We've got 24/7 news channels. People have phones with them 24/7. They keep them by their beds. They claim they can't live without them, and we're just bombarded with so much information and so much data at an alarming rate. As I have been forced to slow down through my cancer disease, what I found is that I'm beginning to start to see things from a different perspective. Slowing down and clearing out our mind and being okay with silence isn't easy in today's society, but it can provide an opportunity to experience life in a new way. It can also help us to focus on people rather than on processes or devices that fill up and can fill up our spirits in new ways. We want to get back to kind of connecting with people and not connecting through emails or Instagrams or chats, but having that one-on-one connections. Particularly in the healthcare industry, things have moving slower than I would like. And so it has forced me to have patience that maybe I wouldn't have had in other situations. But when we slow down, we find that we can open up opportunities with others. While I was in the hospital, there was a nursing student that was shadowing my main nurse. And I asked her if she wanted to listen to my heart and my lungs because she was learning. And so she came over and started to listen, but I could tell she wasn't hearing or wasn't understanding what she was supposed to be listening for. And so I reached out to the nurse and told her that I think she's got her stethoscope a little high. Can you help her kind of find that adjustment and be able to hear it? And so it was really satisfying when the student was able to make that adjustment and was able to hear what she was supposed to hear. I don't know that I would have done that if I didn't have patience. But I want to challenge you from a patient's perspective. Maybe set down your phone, maybe go for a walk around the neighborhood without your phone and just listen to the environment around you. Listen to the birds, listen to the traffic, listen to the silence, which we don't often get anymore. Force yourself to be present in the moment. Don't be worrying about your phone. Don't be worrying about what you're listening, because you never know. You might feel more relaxed. You might be opened, it might open your mind, or perhaps a solution to a problem you've been struggling with will just flow into your conscious as you create that quiet space for things to happen. The second area that I mentioned was adaptability. I like the show NCIS New Orleans, and in that show, there's a character named Dwayne Pride that is played by Scott Bakula. And when his team begins to jump to conclusions, he'll often step back and tell his team that they need to learn things. And I really like that. So as I've journeyed through my treatment, I've found that each week I have to learn things about the healthcare, learn things about my disease, learn things about my diet and how I'm handling myself from that personal specific. I have to learn about the chemo drugs and other drugs like through the gallbladder, some of the antibiotics and all those things that I'm taking. So I don't just take them, I try to learn about them. I learn what the side effects might be and things to look out for. One of the things that I've had to be adaptable is I love ice water. Give me a glass of ice, put some water in there, and I love to drink it. But one of the side effects of my chemo drugs is that it numbs my nerves. And so I have to drink room temperature water. In fact, if I reach into the fridge and pull out the milk for my cereal, the fingertips actually get numb and I can't feel them. So I have to wait for things to come to room temperature. The adaptability that we have is Megan was able to find in the stores that there's these flavor packets that you can put right in a water bottle, or you can make a whole pitcher of it. And I find that if I have some flavor there, it allows me to be able to drink more. And certainly drinking, particularly after a chemo treatment, because what you're trying to do is flush those chemo drugs out of your system, right? They've come in, they've done the thing. Now you need to flush them out of your system. And that's going to help you with nausea and all that stuff. So it was good to kind of find that and adapt to that. So, as a cancer patient, I can't always do the things I used to do. And to be honest, it's quite difficult to feel like I'm dependent on others. When I first started trying to build back some of my energy after that first round of chemo, for me, it was just walking down to the mailbox at the end of the street. That's about what I could do, walk down slowly and walk back. But I do that every day just to get some exercise. And then I began to adapt by walking around the cul-de-sac. So I stretched myself to go a little bit longer. And then I went around the block. And then I went around 2 blocks. And so I've had to adapt and learn to accept where I'm at and then figure out how to move forward from there. So adaptability is really strong, whether it's in your personal life or your business life. Being able to pivot it is important. The last one I have is on graciousness. So I've tried to become much more gracious and showing my gratitude towards others, from the staff in the hospitals to the people that came to empty my trash, to clean my bathroom and the floor, to the nurses, to the doctors. And I try to now take that outward. And so, like, if I'm at a grocery store or a supermarket or a convenience store and there's a clerk, I try to be patient and I try to be gracious to that clerk and say thank you. It's small, and I hope that it makes a difference to them because it just is important to show that graciousness. In business, I think, one of the things that I've been working on is showing gratitude towards teams and colleagues. And we have a system at our work called where we can give recognition to others and copy to supervisors. And I make sure that I don't just say thank you for the work on this project, but I really try to pull out what did they contribute to the project that made it successful, and try to be very specific when giving that acknowledgement and saying that thank you for them. And I find that when you provide that level of detail, it's received very well, right? And people feel that their work is being noticed and they're being recognized for what they've done. Now, prior to my diagnosis, I was walking, throughout our neighborhood on a regular basis, and when other people would come down the street, I'd look the other way. I'd be fiddling with my earphones for the podcast that I was listening to. But as I've been forced to slow down, I now smile and say hello. Say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when I'm walking. Again, it's just a small thing, but why not? Why not say and greet people as you come across them? So there's a lot of people that we encounter day to day. And I said, just think about saying thank you, being gracious, being patient. And so for my gratitude moment today, I'm actually grateful for the recovery that I'm feeling, the energy that I'm getting back, and the ability to get back in the kitchen. I like to cook and I like to bake. And I'll be honest, since I can't have cold treats like ice cream, we've been doing a lot of slice and bake cookies, trying to give me some of those treats and some fat that will help me keep my weight on. But tonight I was actually able to make some vegan crab cakes, a nice corn salad, and some vegan tartar sauce for my dinner. And so I really enjoy cooking. So the ability to stand in the kitchen, prepare a meal, and clean up I feel very grateful for the fact that I have enough energy to do that, and I can do that, and I can start contributing back to my family. They've done such a great job of caring for me so far, but now I can contribute back and I can help out more around the house. So again, I'm Craig. Thank you for joining me for this edition of One Man's Cancer Journey, and I wish for you a blessed week.